Well, hello, my lovelies. It's Murky Meg here. It's Saturday, the 12th of March, and I really do feel for the Queen right now because it seems that with all the speculation of Harry and Meghan, were they, weren't they, or were he, wasn't they, were they coming back to the UK for Prince Philip's memorial service? Turns out, no, they're not. Not even Harry. Not even he can get his arse on a plane to come to a memorial service for his grandfather. It's shocking, really, isn't it? But what's more shocking is that the Queen was only told 15 minutes before Harry's spokesperson released his statement. 15 minutes warning. It's disgusting, really. But it's a security issue, apparently. Even he can't come on his own without proper protection. A spokesperson for Harry on Friday confirmed that he would not be leaving his Montecito mansion to attend Prince Philip's service of Thanksgiving, which is due to be held on March the 29th at Westminster Abbey. His lawyers have claimed that he does not feel safe coming from across the Atlantic under the current security arrangements after he was told that he would no longer be given the same degree of personal protection when visiting from the US. Now, this is something I've spoken about at length. He doesn't feel safe in the UK, allegedly, and that he is actually taking our own government to court to challenge the decision to not allow him to be protected by Met officers. But twist in the tail, wait for it, people, he's going to visit the Netherlands mid-April for the Invictus Games. I think that is a real kick in the teeth for the Queen. He can go over to the Netherlands for the Invictus Games, but can't come and see his own grandmother. If he were to fly into the UK and get himself to Windsor, where the Queen is now residing, he would have all the protection in the world if he stays in Windsor. What's the problem? I don't understand it. But there is the issue that he wouldn't be happy with just staying in one place where security is like Fort Knox. Windsor Castle, I'm talking about. He would want to go out and do his duty and service, what he sees fit. He'd want to do the clandestine meetings and, you know, the ones that he and Meghan used to do and they just pop up and it was, oh my God, we had to do this secretly because we didn't feel safe and, oh, everybody was going to get us. No, I think the general crux of the matter is that if Harry was to come home, he would get booed. It's as simple as that. He would get booed. How must the Queen be feeling right now? She's only seen Archie a handful of times. She's never met Lilibet. She must be heartbroken right now, confused and heartbroken. She's still grieving for the loss of her husband. And yet Harry can't get his arse on a plane and go and see her, yet he can fly right over Britain and go to the Netherlands. She's 95 years old. Come on, Harry, mate. Pull your pants up and get over here to see her, because the longer you leave it, the more chance you are of never seeing her again. And that would be catastrophic for you. Let me get this straight. You name your child after this fantastic woman, iconic, yet you can't be asked to bring her over to meet her. I am disgusted. The level of grandiose in this man's mind to think that he requires better protection than any other celebrity in the world because they can't hire the Met Police is ridiculous. I honestly believe that those two think they are untouchable and that everybody should fall at their feet and give in to all of their demands. This is a man that's taking our government to court over the decision to not allow him to have Met Police secure him. But celebrities, huge celebrities, come to the UK all the time and they don't require the Met Police. So what makes him different? Seriously, what makes him different? Why can't he just come over? I don't understand it. He created this bubble that he's toxified the UK, that we're all absolute utter monsters, that we're going to attack him as soon as we see him. No, Harry, mate, we just don't like you. We'll probably, if we ever see you, just yell that you're an absolute wanker, mate. But unfortunately, his little ego would not be able to take that. We saw that when he was doing, or they were doing, their final engagements before they left to the UK, and they got massively booed. Didn't like that one, did they? So this visit to The Hague, is he getting protection paid for by the Dutch taxpayers? Because that's one of the things that he has umbrance with, that he can't come to the UK and he can't have the security that he wants, and he deems that the Met Office are the best that he can give, and that he's always had them, so he wants them still, and he's not allowed to have them because he can't pay for them. But does that mean that he's having that level of security in the Netherlands as well, and who's paying for it? And we've got to not forget that in the Sandringham summit, this was laid down very, very clearly to Harry, that he left, he would not get the trappings that the other working members of the royal family received. Yet, did he think that that was just an empty threat, or an empty promise, or that it was incorrect, and he thought, oh, well, they'll cave because they've always caved before. You know, they've always cleaned up my messes. Not anymore, sunshine. You're on your own. And it's evidently clear you don't particularly like it because of the big tantrum you're throwing, taking our government to court. So it would be interesting to know the level of security he's receiving when he's in The Hague for the Invictus Games. And it would be interesting to know if any people, any Dutch people are listening, comment, do you want him there? Are you proud to have him in your country? You know, time's running out for Harry, and I don't like to talk about this very often, but once his grandmother is gone, he'll never get another chance to make up this time. You know, he's in a lose-lose situation with this particular court case, because if he loses, then he doesn't get the Met Police. Well, that's what we want, because they're not for sale. But if he wins, he'll even be more hated in the UK because his obnoxious behaviour and arrogant attitude that he is required and demands that he is protected by the best of the best. And if he wins, then he'll be hated because people don't like that kind of attitude, that demanding I'm better than everybody else, so therefore you must bow at my feet attitude. And I'm sorry, don't like it. I've speculated on this channel for many, many times that Meghan will not step foot back in the UK unless it is to her advantage and that she needs the full protection. The only time that she will ever come home again is very similar to when Harry came back for Prince Philip's funeral. He received the Met Police protection there because it was deemed a risk. It was an event, international risk. So if, when the Queen dies, sadly, she will come home because they will receive Met protection because of the security risk. That's the only time that you will see her in the UK, because she knows that it's a prominent event and the whole world will be watching. And she wants to be there because it will be a momentous, sad, yes, but momentous, once in a lifetime occasion, because the Queen is phenomenal. We'll never get another one like her. Which is why I don't understand why Harry is being such a petulant child. Get on a plane and go and see your grandmother now. I also think that there is a different thing at play here as well. Now, remember, they've signed a huge Netflix deal. Harry, when he goes to The Hague, will be filmed, I'm sure, by a crew from Netflix. I wonder if that's another reason why he's not coming to the UK, because the royal family have said, no, you're not filming us. And because he's not getting the security that he demands, he doesn't feel safe, then it's a waste of his time because he can't get any content for Netflix because he doesn't feel safe. That's another thing that we have to really remember. Right now, they're having to sing for their supper, so they will be followed by a camera crew. And I would imagine that if it's not worthwhile to get content, then he wouldn't benefit him, and it's a waste of his time. That's a really sad way to live your life, really, isn't it? To live your life for content. My main concern, I want to know whether or not he's getting police protection during his stay in the Netherlands. Because we all know, because it's clearly in the court documents as well, they deem themselves as internationally protected people. That's their main crutch. They represent themselves as internationally protected people, and therefore they should be entitled to the same level of protection that high diplomats and royal families throughout the world and prime ministers and leaders of the countries receive. That's the kind of status that they want. It's not the kind of status that they have. but that's what they want the world to perceive them as. They want to be perceived as world leaders. Therefore, they want the same security as world leaders. So why do you think Harry's not coming to the UK? Is it A, he's having a tantrum about security, B, he knows that he's going to get booed if he goes out in public, or C, because Meghan's told him not to? As always, I would love to know your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, and also that like button. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of my followers for all the tips and all the emails, DMs that everybody sends to me. It really is greatly appreciated. So thank you very much for watching once again.